Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's Wisdom Wednesdays. I am Patrina Wisdom, your Fresh Start Specialist and CEO founder of Mindful Living Incorporated. So excited to be here with you today. I had the most amazing week between hosting my 2-day retreat last weekend that just went amazing, phenomenal, spectacular group of ladies, so much transformation, so much connection, so much fun. And then this past weekend, I did something that, oh my goodness, I was just so excited about, but I was also scared to death. I did my very first TED Talk. And it was right here in San Diego area, Encinitas to be exact. And it was cool because when I was asked to do it, I actually applied to be a speaker. But because when I speak, I weave in my music, my singing, they thought it was kind of different. And they asked me if I'd be willing to perform a spoken word piece. So I said yes, of course, because I am not one to turn down an opportunity. And then as soon as I hung up the phone, I was like, oh, crap. I'm not a spoken word artist. So long story short, over the last 3 weeks or so, I've completely jumped into the world of spoken word and writing and basically had to become a spoken word artist over the last few weeks. And it's just been awesome, but it's been super scary. And I had to feel the fear and do it anyways. And so what I've decided to talk about today is awakening fearlessness, because now that I've pushed through that fear and done the work and focused on what I needed to do in order to make this happen, this TED Talk, I just feel so great. And I feel like it opened up a whole new realm of the things that I am able to offer into the world and the ways that I can get my message out. So I'm super excited to share these 3 tips for awakening fearlessness with you right now. So our first tip for today is be willing to endure the discomfort of growth. See, anytime you decide to do something new or learn something new, whether it's a new business, a new relationship, a new hobby, a sport, whatever it is, it's going to require a certain amount of discomfort because you're having to learn and exercise new skills, and in a lot of cases, a new mindset. So when I said yes to, of course I can be a spoken word artist, I didn't realize how much writing and how much poetry and how much research was going to go into me developing this spoken word piece. So it took focus. It took for me to get really uncomfortable because I don't consider myself a writer. So it took for me to get really uncomfortable and to sit in that and know that I had to keep my eye on the prize and that this heat, this discomfort, this fear is what I had to move past in order to attain my goal. And I'm so glad that I did. So there it is. Our first tip for today is to be willing to endure the discomfort of growth. Okay, and our tip number 2, our powerful tip for awakening fearlessness, is feel the fear and do it anyway. I said this earlier. Each step you take towards a new goal is preparing you to attain it. So you need to stay focused and you need to fail forward. Perfect practice eventually makes perfect. So even though I was not comfortable with my writing and was not sure what the performance value of my piece was going to be, I pushed forward anyway, because if nothing else, it'd be moving me one step closer to being a spoken word artist. All right, let's move on to tip number 3. And our last tip for today is organize your support team. Identify the people in your life that can support you in achieving your goal. No one does it alone. No one who's successful does it without some sort of a powerhouse team behind them, And why would you want to? When I rise, you rise. So why not engage the people around you that have the skills, the expertise, or just the love to really, cheer you on and help you get to where it is that you want to go. I would not have been able to do my TED Talk this weekend if it weren't for Mandana Boudère is her last name, and Andrea Curry. They absolutely helped me with writing my piece. Mandana really helped me with the structure and, making sure that my ideas were concise. And then my other girlfriend, Andrea Curry, she came in and added the poetic spin that it needed. And then you inject me and my personality, my voice into the piece, and it became magical. I also engaged a gentleman by the name of Sekou Andrews, who is a very well-known dynamic spoken word artist, and he coached me on the performance aspect and what needed to be included in order for it to be powerful and to really move my audience. So I'm so grateful that I did not put on my Superwoman mask and try to do this alone, because it was absolutely amazing. And what made it so much more fun is that I got to share the success with people that I already love. So engage a support team. Don't go it alone. And that concludes our 3 powerful tips for awakening fearlessness today. I want to thank you for joining me here on this Wisdom Wednesdays for another week. And I also want to remind you to visit my website, patrinawisdom.com. Connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it, LinkedIn, Patrina Wisdom. I'm very active on social media and I love to connect. Email me if you have specific questions, comments, feedback, or topics even that you'd like for me to address on this Wisdom Wednesdays. That's coaching@patrinawisdom.com. And lastly, I have another one of my Awakening Life virtual boot camps coming up starting on March 26th of 2014. So if you're someone out there who really needs to delve in and get clear on what that negative self-talk is, what habits you have that aren't serving you, that you need to shift, and who really are just ready to reconnect with who you are, what you really want, absent of everybody else's expectations, and start to get back in the driver's seat of your life and start to create your life, then you need to be in this program. It's my 5-week virtual boot camp starting March 26th, and I'd love to talk to you more about that. So visit patrinawisdom.com/virtual boot camp.